Fully 70% of you that watch my channel are not even subscribed yet, so I'm going to ask a tiny favor before we start. If you enjoy these videos and you like what I do here, the free way to support the channel is by subscribing. It helps me out so much, and it allows me to keep bringing the fun, frisky content that we all love. Now, of course, if you do have a little money, another way to support the channel is by becoming a patron through my Patreon. Over on my Patreon, I pull back the curtain so you get an intimate look at my life as a content creator. Either way, I appreciate the support tremendously. Thank you so much. I was recently in Romania, and while I was there, I visited Sauna Soho. In this video, I'm going to run down my experience there. I'm going to talk about the different amenities that they have to offer at the sauna. And I'm going to end this video with my final rating out of 10 eggplants. The question is, did Sauna Soho shock and delight? Or did Sauna Soho shock and horrify? Let's find out together. Now, you know that I didn't just go to Sauna Soho to check if the jacuzzi water was warm. Oh no. Your boy enjoyed everything it had to offer. To hear my spicy stories from that night, check out my fan pages that are linked through my website. They are found in the description below. Alright, we are going to start with the website just to get the general information and vibe of Sauna Soho in Bucharest. When you go to the website, I mean, it's a typical sauna website. It tells you where it's located. It's, close to a metro station. Well, not that close to the metro station, by the way. It's 1.2 kilometers from the metro station. But that's okay, because what you're going to do, and what I found out in Bucharest, is that the Ubers are super cheap. I took the Uber from the airport to my my hotel in the old town, and it was $16. I mean, here it would be like 60. So they said it's dedicated to male, gay, trans, queer, bisexual, so they're very inclusive, which is nice. I like this line. Body hygiene is mandatory before using the common spaces inside. Are they checking that? And what is the standard for that, I wonder? They have the different events also. So they have these posters here. Every day of the week, they have sort of a different sort of theme. When I was there, it was a Sunday. And they do have theme days on Sundays, but I didn't really notice a theme. I just want to go through the prices with you. The nice thing about Romania is that it is part of the European Union, but they do not use the euro. As a Canadian, my exchange with the euro is not great. I'm losing money. But with the Romanian, their money, the exchange is much better. So it's actually a more affordable destination within the European Union than other places that you're going to go, like France or, Spain and Italy and stuff like that. Let me walk back. I'm in the Uber. It is not a long Uber ride to Sauna Soho. You pull up, and then from the outside, very nondescript, which is great. And what I did like was the security of it. As a tourist, you never really know when you're in a new city. Is it safe? Is it not safe? Am I going to be okay? They have a buzz thing on the front. They buzz you in, and as you enter, there's an outdoor courtyard, but it's completely enclosed. So once you're through that buzz door, you're totally safe, and you feel like, everything's going to be okay. Then you got the main door is there. You walk up, you buzz again a second time, and then they're going to let you in. So let's talk about the reception area and the general check-in experience. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So the reception, the check-in experience, the customer service, the first person that you meet when you walk in the door makes a huge difference, to the entire experience of the thing, because it can be a mediocre club, but if you've got wonderful people working there, it can make it feel a lot more inviting and fun and all of these things. Unfortunately for Sauna Soho, this is not the case. And unfortunately, this seems to be more of the norm in these places across North America and Europe. Doesn't seem to matter where you go. The customer service is just really not great. You walk in, there's a desk. There he is. No smile, nothing. Okay, fine. It's Europe. There's not a lot of smiling in Europe. That's okay. But I had to pull it all out. I was clearly, first of all, didn't speak Romanian. I clearly could only speak English. I clearly had never been there before. So these are just kind of cues, I think, for a regular person. You don't need to be fluent in English to be polite. You don't need to be fluent in English to be helpful. I mean, you can point to things and sort of mime things. None of that was happening. So it was really, I was dealing with nothing. Put down like the locker key thing and then asked me what, flip-flop size I was, and then gave me the little slippers. And then off I went. Where? I don't know. He didn't tell me where to go. Clearly, like, I pick up the towel and I'm like, I sort of go like this, like, now what? Like, where do I go? Can I have, I'm like a little bird in a nest, and I just need that little push so that I can fly, but if you don't give me that little, direction, man, I'm sorry to go on and on about this, but it's just the little things, right? Anyway, found the locker room, and the reception was fine. It's everything you need from a reception, except for the guy that was there. The locker room was a good size. It had the lockers, very basic. What I did like about the lockers, though, was that it was, you had to like beep it, which is great because it's not like a key. I don't like having keys and stuff. So it felt a little bit more modern, actually. As you are walking through to the play areas, you're going to walk through like a bar/lounge. It's like a lounge. There's like a little seating area. There's vending machines. There's alcohol. So buy a drink, sit down and chill. Because to be frank with you, when I got there, it was a dead. The bartender was unfortunately the check-in guy doing double duty. So, service not much better there, obviously. Then in Romania, everybody smokes. That's not true. Not everybody. But smoking is prevalent. So they have this giant smoking room. Like, it's huge. Not well ventilated at all. But if you don't smoke, there's really no reason to go in there. It's nice that it is separate, but it's huge. Not sure why it's so big. Does it get that busy? And does everybody smoke? Meh. Let's talk about the gym. The gym. Now, to be honest, I don't go to the sauna to use the gym. People do. They sell memberships. People do. They do it. You wouldn't do this here because, to call it a gym, there's literally one piece of equipment. I don't even know why it's there. I wouldn't even have it there because that's not going to be a plus or a minus in my book. I'm not going to show up at a sauna and be like, there's no gym? Especially if there's only like one piece of equipment. I would have taken that out and put something more exciting there, but there it is, just kind of sitting there looking weird and lonely. It's close to the jacuzzi, which is also on the first floor. The jacuzzi is a good size. One thing about the jacuzzi though, be careful when you're getting in because it has these stairs, but they're just completely slick. They must have had accidents. People must be falling all the time. You know what they could put is that a little strip of grippy like tape, just so you can get like a little grip. Because while you're getting in, you've taken your little slippers off and you're mounting the stairs into this jacuzzi. You're gonna slip and fall for sure. Anyway, I got in the jacuzzi and the water was not hot. Like tepid. There were bubbles. I don't know. No. I wouldn't use the jacuzzi with the water being like that. So that was kind of a no for me. The showers are right beside the jacuzzi, which is kind of nice because if you're sitting in the jacuzzi, you can watch people showering and sort of size them up. So that was good. The showers were good water pressure, big shower heads. There was only 3 of them, but this night wasn't busy anyway. Near to the jacuzzi is also the steam room. Now, the steam room was one of the things that they did right. As soon as you open the door, you get that that steam. It was the perfect temperature. It was a great size. The thing about the steam room though was they have a sign on the door and it says no in the steam room. But when you go in the steam room, there's a back part with a little maze. So my question is, why put a little maze in the back of the steam room, but then tell us not to have in there? It seems like the maze is put there so that you can like wander and play. But the steam room was definitely one of the better amenities. Then, this is so funny, there are like these 2 dry saunas, but they're next to the reception at the front. So if you want to like go to these places, you have to like go through the lounge bar area, through the reception, to the other side where there's nothing except these 2 like dry saunas. So the placement was weird. I'm not going to ding them for that. I mean, buildings are weird, they're old, you have to put things in certain areas. But because of that, I didn't spend any time in there because I didn't even know they were there until I was leaving. So there's that. And then to cap it all off, on the first floor is the bathrooms. So you have your sinks, you have showers in there, like private sort of intimacy showers where you can like clean out, which is very good. And then you have your toilets also that were there. The problem with the bathroom is actually not the bathroom, it's the staff. So I couldn't find it to begin with, and so I had to go back to the front, and I was like, where's the bathroom? And he's like, over there. And I was like, where? And there was all of this confusion. Anyway, I found the bathroom, and there was no toilet paper. Had to go back to the front, tell the guy, there's no TP, you know, like, I don't... How many... Oh, and then it wasn't flushing. So, okay, yeah, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, the bathroom was a bad experience. That's not good. Up on the second floor, you go up the stairs, and then there's this DJ kind of dance floor area. And there was nothing happening tonight, but apparently some nights they have a DJ, they have like little dance parties and stuff. I did talk to some people that were there, and I was asking about that space, and they said that people don't dance. They just kind of stand around and have... It's a sauna. I mean, what do you want? There is a large cinema room. I feel like there needed to be more seating in there for the size of the room, but there was a big screen, it was playing. And then you walk down the hall and there's all of these private rooms, different sizes. All of them have doors that close, so you can have like complete privacy, which is great. Pretty big rooms too. I was pretty like different sizes. Some of them are quite large. And then at the end, there's kind of like this really dark maze, which is very popular with some people. So if you like it completely dark and you need that dark space, then they do have that kind of in the back. Okay, let's talk about the basement, because the basement is where it gets kinky, and I guess that makes sense. So the basement for me, no, because it was the most kinky, but it had the best atmosphere. Like they kind of went with a basement dungeon feel, and it really lent itself to the space that they had there, because there was like exposed stone walls. There was even like that basement smell. So it was that vibe down there, like red lights and stuff. Chains hanging from the ceiling, like you have to like go through, like, you know, those beaded curtains, but it's like chains and you have to go through the thing. One room had a huge mattress on the floor and then a sling next to it, and then it gets super dark in the back. And then on the other side, there was like dividers with glory holes, some benches. So lots of different little nooks and crannies and areas to play in the basement. And then of course there were TVs also, like playing. That's it in a nutshell. So I took all of this information and I disseminated it and I put it into my highly scientific equation, and the final result is in. Sauna Soho is going to receive 7 out of 10 eggplants. Now you're probably thinking, Patrick, you trashed this place. You did not say a lot of very nice things about it. Or at least it felt like I didn't. That's not the case. It was a clean place. Like I said, it had all the amenities you needed. The location was good, cheap to get to on the Uber, you know, safe feeling, clean. And I'm going to give an extra point because I had a great time. Again, if you want to hear that story, you need to go to my fan pages. They're linked through my website down below. But yeah, so they should actually be thanking the patrons who were kind enough to show me a really good time. Yeah, so 7 out of 10 eggplants for Sauna Soho, not bad. Few things to improve, but there it is. If you are in Bucharest, I would suggest that you go check it out, only because there's not many options. There's not much other gay things to do when you're there. To support my channel and stay connected with me, visit patrickmarano.com and make sure to sign up for my newsletter, where you will get discounts on fun stuff for you to enjoy. Toys. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah!